the defense, knocked down, but scores! He's one-on-one, gets by the defenseman, deeks, scores! Beauty! A clean face-off win, the shot from the point, he scores! Great goal right off the draw! Shot, rebound, oh, he's made a sensational save!
All right, now it's time for the opening face-off for today's game. Face-off won by Waite. Knocked down. He's taken out of the play. This shot by Kachuk. Score! Let's look at that one again, guys. See how he unloads that wrist shot? It's pure skill, Jim. Great goal. This is what their offense is capable of. If they're going to win this game, that's how they'll do it. The faceoff goes to the Avalanche. Over center. Over the line. Gets away a hard shot. In front. Kachuk. Backhand shot. They're getting ready for the faceoff. The faceoff goes to Colorado. He gets hit by Waite. No shortage of physical play here. Hit! Jim, that's old-time hockey. In over the line. Leveled. That was a huge check. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Played over. Mellenby. Turned aside by Abisher. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Sent flying. Nice hit. Roughed up. Lots of contact there. Brings it out. Over the line. Pass to the point. Scramble in front of the net. It's turned over by Pronger. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Hit. Brings it out. Over the blue line. In front. Hard one-time shot by Kachuk. The puck is shot out of play. Oh, did you see that? He got utterly pasted there. The players are lining up at the face-off circle. And the face-off is won by Forsberg. A lateral pass. In over the line. Brings it out. Over the line. Right in front. Abisher turned him away. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Checked. In front. Backhands it. Lalim covers up for the whistle. St. Louis wins games by outworking their opponents. You rarely see a soft shift from anyone on this bench. They win their games on effort, and they're an honest team. You rarely see them give up on a play. Face-off won by Sillinger. Shove. Brings it out. Right in front. Quick shot from the slot by Savage. Now, just because he hasn't been a head coach before doesn't mean this guy hasn't been around the game for a long, long time.
No, Jim, Mike Kitchen spent 9 seasons as part of the Toronto Maple Leafs coaching staff before he joined the Blues as an assistant coach in 1998.
He gets leveled by Salvador. Lalim covers up.
Jim, this rivalry's really starting to heat up. These two teams are getting physical, and it looks like they don't like each other too much.
About to drop the puck. And the faceoff is won by Forsberg. In over the line. He gets hit by Havanoff. Lalim covers up for the whistle. This guy doesn't give shooters much when he goes down, does he?
No, he gets awful big in goal. He can still be beat, but it has to be a perfect shot. That's the challenge against him.
A face-off win for the Avalanche. Played across by Nicolishin. Turned away. Hit! What a hit! In front. Shoots quickly. The door is shut by Abisher. The players are lined up and ready for the faceoff. The faceoff goes to Colorado. Brings it out. Over the line. McInnes hits him. Nice delivery. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Kachuk with a wrist shot. Abisher made the save. Brings it out. In over the line. Delayed call. Shove. Around the back. McInnes has been nailed for hooking. Colorado is about to go on the power play for the first time in this game.
Jim, they've got some good finishers in their lineup, but they like to keep it simple. Point shots.
He scores, and we're tied at 1.
Terrific power play effort right there, and it got them the goal.
That's how you draw it up on the chalkboard, no doubt. Halfway through the first, and they're right back in it.
Now let's see how long the tie lasts.
Wait, won the draw. Heavy shot from the point. Abisher makes the save. Over the line. Checked.
Now that's physical play.
Into the attacking zone. Strastich will serve time for hooking. St. Louis is about to go to work on his first power play of the game. Let's see if they can cash in.
You want to establish a good power play early, even if you don't score. Builds confidence and keeps momentum going.
Brings it out. Over the blue line. Shoved. Long pass. Brings it out. In over the line. He gets out-muscled by Blake. Over the line. Right in front. The ref indicates a delayed call against St. Louis. Havanoff is going to the box for interference.
Interference may only hold up a player for half a step, but that half a step can make all the difference.
You can see the coach isn't crazy about that call at all, so he's going to have a word with the official. Colorado gets a bit of a break that time, and maybe a chance for the momentum to swing their direction.
But until then, they'll face their opponents with 4 men on the ice.
Over center ice. An icing call as St. Louis touches the puck. We're ready for the faceoff. The faceoff goes to the Avalanche. Into the attacking zone. Rubbed off the puck by Salvador. Brings it out. In over the line. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Hit. Brings it out. St. Louis Blues are on a line change. Mowed down. That was a heavy hit. Into the attacking zone. Johnson gives him the rough stuff. Brings it out. Over the blue line. He gets hit by Strastins. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Check.
No ducking that one.
Quick puck movement. In over the line. He gets laid out by Heinold. Across. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Checked.
Great hustle and a great hit.
He gets bowled over by Pronger. Quick pass up. Over the blue line. He gets checked by Nicolishin. Passed across. Brings it out. Over the line. Muscled off the puck. Moved ahead. In over the line. Turned away. Out of their defensive end. It's played across by Heinold. Bowled over.
That was a great check.
Into the attacking zone. Shove. Brings it out. Over the blue line. It's played over by Korea. Lalime with a huge save. The action's about to start. The faceoff goes to St. Louis. Brings it out. In over the line. Abisher got a leg on it. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Coughed up by Forsberg. Into the attacking zone. Centering pass by Waite. Over the blue line. Bumped by Pronger. Solani brings it out. In over the line. Great save by Abisher. Out of their defensive end. Shoved over the line. In front. Crushed. That's what you call a big-time hit. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Played across. Scramble. Hard wrist shot by Rycroft. Glove save. Brings it out. In over the line. Cranked him. He leveled him. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Blocked. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. High note. Wrist shot. Blocked. Brings it out. It's passed over by Havanoff. Shove. Full contact. Moved across. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Checked. A big, clean hit. Over the line. Wait with a wrist shot. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. He gets mowed over. Lines him up and sends him down. He gets called for interference.
Now that's something you just hate to see because of the way it stops players from showcasing their skills.
Colorado has converted once already, and they're getting another power play chance here. Face-off won by Forsberg. In front. Bumped off the puck.
You can't hit much harder than that.
Moved up. In over the line. Mowed down.
That's going to leave a mark.
Big hit. Over the blue line. He gets checked by foot. Solani will get the gate for hooking. St. Louis wins the faceoff. Pass back. Right in front. Big save by Abisher. Out of their defensive end. End to end. Rocked.
That was a tough hit.
And the horn signals the end of the first period. We head into the break with the score tied 1-1.
Admission by donation, with all proceeds going to local charities.
It's time to drop the puck for period number 2. They're getting ready for the faceoff. Sillinger wins the faceoff. Over the line. Pushed off the puck. Lalline moves it ahead. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Abisher made the save. Moved across. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Shove. Out of their defensive end. Coast to coast. Sillinger. Played up. Hard one-timer by Waite. Big glove save by Abisher. He freezes the puck.
Jim, he cannot believe his eyes. He had that one already up on the scoreboard, only to find the goalie to make a great save.
The ref is signaling for the faceoff. The faceoff goes to Colorado. Solani heads back onto the ice and is looking to do some damage.
Well, he might feel that the penalty wasn't merited, but I've got some advice. Playing a great game is the best revenge.
Over the line. Nicolishin shoots it. Rink-wide pass. Over the blue line. Hit. Right in front. Quick pass up. Into the attacking zone.
How about that deep? He really hung him out to dry.
In over the line. Saved by Abisher. Advances the puck. Brings it out. Over the line. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Wait, huge shot! Brings it out. End to end. He gets checked. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Hit! That rattled him pretty well. Played over. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Konowalchuk shoots! Lalin got a pad on it. Played up. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Thrashed. That's real action. Brings it out. In over the line. Hendrickson gets smoked. That was a hard check. Moved across. Played over into the attacking zone. Checked. Wait. It's a scramble. Sometimes a coach likes to change the game and influence his bench with a little argument with the referee. You can see right here the reason for this argument. The puck is about to be dropped. And the faceoff is won by Martins. One-timer from beside the net. Johnson has electrifying speed.
He's a top-level skater for sure. That not only helps him on offense, but allows him to get back on defense if there's a turnover.
The faceoff goes to Colorado. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Shove. Stolen by Tkachuk. Brings it out. Shove. That hit leveled him. Over the blue line. Ponger out-muscles him. A lateral pass. In over the line. Rubbed off the puck by Bugner. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Over the line. He gets roughed up by Foot.
Jim, that's how you earn respect in this game.
Over the blue line. Cranked him. Right in front. Played up. In over the line. Delayed penalty coming up. Rocked. Real power there. Blake is going off for hooking. St. Louis will go on the power play once again. They weren't able to capitalize on their first power play. Let's see if they can do it here. The faceoff goes to the Avalanche. Moved ahead by Drake. Into the attacking zone. Moved down. Jim, that one had to hurt. Played over. Over the line. Nicolishin with shot. Lalin reached out for the puck. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Jackman went short. Run over. In front. Savage shoots it quickly. Korea is making the most of his opportunities. Have to give him that.
He's only had one shot on goal, and he scored on it.
Let's see if his teammates will start feeding him the puck. Colorado wins the faceoff. Brings it out. Passed across. In over the line. Out of their defensive end. Into the attacking zone. Shove. Forsberg took a nasty hit that time.
It looks like he hurt his ribs. At the very least, he'll be on the bench for a while.
Turned away by Abisher. Ponger came at him like a freight train, but the hit was clean and there'll be no penalty.
That play is a reminder that hockey's a contact sport. It's unfortunate, but sometimes these things just happen.
The ref is ready to drop the puck. Face-off won by Nicolishin. Brings it out. Run over. He got slammed into on that one. Over the line. Abisher turned him away. And he hangs on to the puck. They're getting ready for the face-off. And the Blues get the draw. Drake gets checked. He won't forget that one. Over the blue line. He gets run over by Jackman. Brings it out. In over the line. Wait, shoots! St. Louis continues to struggle on the power play. They're now 0 for 3. Abisher hangs on for the whistle. The Players are lining up at the face-off circle. And the face-off is won by Nikolishin. Puck is dumped in on the end boards by Havanoff. Played back by Mellenby. Into the attacking zone. Big hit. He's a tough guy, but that was a hard hit. Across, run over, played over the line, sent flying. Out of their defensive end, over the blue line, shoved. Brings it out. In over the line. Hard wrist shot by Weinrich. Saved by Abisher. Brings it out. He gets laid out by Tkachuk. He took him down. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Abish, wait, score! A good wrist shot is hard to stop. And that was a good wrist shot. Face-off won by Sillinger. Shove. Brings it out. Over the blue line. He gets bowled over by McInnes. Knocked over. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Denied by Abisher. Rink-wide pass. Out of their defensive end. Colorado makes a line change. Hit. Korea with a nice move on that play. He spun his man into the ice. Over the line. Mowed down. Brings it up. In over the line. Lalime made the save. Sillinger gets the shot off. Turned away. A lateral pass. Brings it up. Flattened. Over the blue line. Leveled. Bugner. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Lalime reached out for the puck. Brings it out. In over the line. He gets out-muscled by Hendrickson. Fires! Abisher reached out for the puck. And he hangs onto the puck for the whistle. Colorado isn't getting nearly enough pressure on the goal here.
Not at all, Jim. They've got to start getting pucks to the net and look for an ugly one.
About to drop the puck. Nikolishin won the draw. Brings it out. Over the blue line. He gets hit by Mellenby. Behind the net. Played up. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Quick puck movement. Brings it out. In over the line. Rubbed off the puck by Weinrich. Quick pass up. Into the attacking zone. Knocked over. Brings it out. Over the blue line. It's flipped ahead by Strastins. Glove save by Lalime. This guy scores because he's willing to pay the price. He's got one already because he's not afraid to go to the net.
And Jim, his coaches should like the battle he's put in tonight.
Nikolishin wins the draw. It's intercepted by Tkachuk. The horn signals the end of the second. 2-1 the score as we head for the intermission.
A new record. Thank you for your generosity.
The game will be decided in the final 20 minutes as we get set to drop the puck for the start of the third. And the faceoff is won by Nikolishin. He gets rocked by Weight. Great body work so far. Lalime made the save. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Fires it. Abisher makes the save. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. He gets hit by Jackman. Wait. In over the line. He gets worked over by Blake. Passed ahead. Brings it out. Over the blue line. A shot from the slot by Nicolishin. Advances the puck out of their defensive end. Over the line. Crushed. Kachuk rips a shot.
You always have to keep your head up. If you don't, that's exactly what happens.
We're ready for the face-off. Face-off won by Nicolishin. Brings it out. Played across. Into the attacking zone. Bowled over. Right in front. Mowed down.
That was an intimidating blow.
In front. One-timer. Shot blocked by Waite. Laline covers up. The action's about to start. And the faceoff is won by Hendrickson. Right in front. Laline gets a leg on it. Over the blue line. Turned aside by Abisher. In over the line. Bumped by Havanov. Into the attacking zone. Played up. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Brings it out. St. Louis puts its checking line out. Knocked down. Brings it out. In over the line. It's passed over by Hendrickson. Laid out. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Mowed down. Clark brings it out. Into the attacking zone. He gets out-muscled by Pronger. Passed ahead. Brings it out. Over the line. He gets leveled by Solani.
That's an impressive hit.
Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Hit. Mad scramble. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Sent flying. In over the line. He gets taken out by Jackman. Brings it out. Over the line. Abisher reached out for the puck. Advances the puck out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Laid out. Crushed. It's moved over by Kachuk. Into the attacking zone. Brings it out. In over the line. Hard slap shot by Barnaby. Quick pass up. Brings it out. Over the line. Hard wrist shot by Waite. Centers it. Bad save by Abisher. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Cranks it. Brings it out. In over the line. Knocked him off the puck. Skrastich moves it ahead. Heino grabbed it. Cranked him.
He felt that one.
Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. He gets run over by Solani. Quick puck movement. Delayed penalty coming up for St. Louis. Laline made the save. Kachuk gets called for hooking. Colorado has the one power play goal so far, and now they'll get another shot here. Nicolishin wins the faceoff. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Rocked. Blake brings it out. In over the line. Played over by Solani. Right in front. Korea. Shot is blocked by Pronger. Knocked over. Waite controls the puck. St. Louis Blues are on a line change. Cranked him. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Muscled off the puck. Solani grabbed it. Laline made the huge save. St. Louis has played a clean game here tonight.
They haven't taken a lot of lazy penalties in the neutral zone, and that's because they're skating hard and playing sound positional hockey.
Johnson won the draw. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Saved by Abisher. And he covers up.
This guy's looking sharp tonight. He's got 1 goal and a few good shots.
He's shown some pretty good energy. Look for him to get more involved. The faceoff goes to St. Louis. Played back. Deep play. Scores!
The puck came back out, and he was ready and waiting for it.
I've got to wonder if their offense is capable of generating 2 more goals in the time remaining.
Even if they can get 1, they'll be set up to pull the goalie.
He gets hit by Blake.
He had him coming and going.
In over the line. Checked. Knocked down. It's played up by Waite. Brings it out. He gets hit by Blake.
He caught him napping with that hit.
Colorado's going to make a change here. Into the attacking zone. Shove. Right in front. Waite. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Shove. Brings it out. Over the blue line. A wrist shot by Kitchen. He scores, and it's 4-1. He had a tough time tracking down that shot, and it resulted in a goal.
Rebounds are a goalie's worst enemy. He got burned on that one.
Waite wins the faceoff. Crashed.
That one rattled his cage.
In over the line. He gets laid out by Salvador. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Run over. Over the line. He gets out-muscled. Out of their defensive end. Over the blue line. Crashed. Flattened. Brings it out. In over the line. Wrist shot by Hendrickson. Turned aside by Lalim. Into the attacking zone. He gets pushed by Bugner. In front. Saved by Abisher. Rocked. Big hit. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Brings it out. He gets rocked up by Foot.
He delivered a message with that one.
Moved over by Kachuk. Over. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. It's passed over by McInnes. In over the line. He gets leveled by Foot. Over the blue line. He gets rocked by McInnes. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Pass back. Intercepted by Havanoff. Brings it out. Over the blue line. In over the line. He gets taken out by McInnes.
No mercy on that play.
Out of their defensive end. Over the line. Bowled over. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Shove. In behind. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Abisher made the save. Quick pass up. Over the line. He gets checked by Jackman.
Sends him packing.
In over the line. He gets run over by Moore. Played up. Brings it out. Into the attacking zone. Centered. Cranked him. Brings it out. Over the blue line. Leveled. Out of their defensive end. Over the line. He gets hit by Pronger.
Very impressive.
That's it. Colorado lost this game and trails the series by 1. From the Savas Center in St. Louis, Missouri, and for EA Sports, I'm Jim Houston.
And I'm Craig Simpson. Have a great one.
you